Well, I met him, and I just want to say he seems like one of the coolest people on earth.
So it's a bit of a tough adjustment in our house, but it's good. I mean, I have two other daughters, so my oldest is very into the baby, but my middle child, not so much.
What started as an exciting film collaboration between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni has exploded into a $400 million defamation lawsuit. And now, Taylor Swift, yes, the Taylor Swift, has stepped in with evidence that could turn the entire case upside down. But how did we get here? Let's break it all down. At first, it seemed like a dream team. Blake Lively, known for her comedic charm and effortless fashion sense, and Justin Baldoni, the emotional storyteller behind 5 Feet Apart and Clouds, were set to collaborate on a highly anticipated film adaptation of a best-selling novel. Their vision, however, could not have been more different. Lively, beloved for her work in Gossip Girl and romantic comedies, reportedly wanted to modernize the film, injecting it with humor, style, and that glamorous touch she's known for. Meanwhile, Baldoni, whose films often bring audiences to tears, was determined to stay true to the novel's emotional depth and raw storytelling. At first, these differences were just creative disagreements. But as tensions grew, so did the stakes. As production meetings continued, sources say that the divide between Lively and Baldoni widened. The two reportedly clashed over key creative choices, from script rewrites to casting decisions, and even the overall tone of the film. Things took a dramatic turn when the project was ultimately scrapped, and instead of parting ways amicably, Baldoni stunned Hollywood by filing a $400 million defamation lawsuit against Lively. His claim? That Lively's public comments damaged his reputation and made it impossible for him to move forward with the film. But here's where things get even more interesting. Just when it seemed like this legal battle couldn't get any messier, Taylor Swift entered the picture, bringing forth evidence that could completely shift the case. And trust me, you're not going to believe what she uncovered. What role does Taylor Swift play in all of this? And could her involvement change everything? Stay tuned as we uncover the shocking truth. Taylor Swift's involvement in this legal battle has taken everyone by surprise. For years, she and Blake Lively have been known to share a close friendship, often supporting each other publicly and even collaborating creatively. But now, that friendship may be facing its biggest test yet, as Swift finds herself holding evidence that could turn the case against Lively. Insiders say that Swift was more than just a supportive friend throughout the film's development. She may have played a direct role in shaping the project. Reports suggest that Lively, who wanted to infuse the film with humor and modern style, leaned on Swift for creative input. Some sources even claim that Swift helped craft comedic dialogue, drawing from her own sharp wit and lyrical storytelling skills.
I mean, honestly, the way that I get into a character is through their style. So it was more about who Lily is that was so fascinating to me, is that she's a walking, talking contradiction, yet it's perfectly harmonious for her.
This revelation alone raises questions about how much influence Swift had on the film's direction. But here's where things take an even more dramatic turn. New claims suggest that Swift is in possession of private text messages and voice memos, conversations that could completely contradict Lively's argument. Lively has maintained that comedic elements were forced onto the project against her wishes. But if these alleged messages prove otherwise, they could dismantle a key part of her case. What exactly do these messages say? And could Swift's involvement shift the entire outcome of this $400 million lawsuit? The revelations just keep coming, and the stakes have never been higher. Stay with us as we dig deeper into the evidence and what it could mean for Lively, Baldoni, and now Taylor Swift herself. As the legal battle escalates, Taylor Swift's potential evidence has sent shockwaves through the case. Justin Baldoni's legal team is now more confident than ever, believing that Swift's text messages and voice memos could be the key to proving that Blake Lively was not only aware of but actively supported the creative choices she later claimed were forced upon her. If these records confirm that Lively was on board with the comedic direction from the start, it could completely undermine her claims and reshape the entire lawsuit. Baldoni's team argues that Lively's lawsuit hinges on the idea that the project's tone was changed against her will. If Swift's messages show that Lively was enthusiastic about the comedic elements early on, it would suggest that her defamation claims are baseless. In a $400 million case, that kind of contradiction could be devastating. But Lively's team is not backing down. They argue that while Swift may have been involved in some early creative discussions, she only had access to selective parts of the production process. According to Lively's legal representatives, Swift never witnessed the full creative evolution of the film. The disagreements, the rewrites, and the breakdown of communication between Lively and Baldoni. They insist that any messages Swift has may be taken out of context and do not reflect the bigger picture of what happened behind the scenes. Now, the case has taken an even more serious turn, with growing speculation that Lively may have misrepresented key details under oath. If evidence surfaces that contradicts her sworn statements, it could severely weaken her case and even open the door to further legal consequences. With Swift's alleged evidence looming and both sides digging in their heels, this battle is far from over. The stakes are higher than ever, and Hollywood is watching closely to see who will come out on top. But with new revelations still unfolding, could there be even more surprises waiting in this explosive legal showdown?
We always tease each other. He was, after I gave birth, he was like, oh my gosh, if I lost you and I, went to the park with our 3 kids, I mean, think of the ladies I can have. This is a horrible thing to say. And he's like, I mean, I've got a long list. And I was like, oh, really? Because I just have 1 on my list. Oh. I don't have anyone on my list.
And then it wasn't funny anymore.
No, it's so much more of a burn. He's like, wait, who? And I was like, think of someone, think of someone. Bob Newhart, I don't know.
The entertainment industry and the public are watching this legal battle unfold with intense fascination, and Taylor Swift's potential involvement has only added more fuel to the fire. If Swift formally submits her alleged evidence, those text messages and voice memos, it could completely alter the trajectory of the lawsuit, possibly tilting the case heavily in Justin Baldoni's favor. Baldoni's attorneys have openly welcomed the idea of Swift's testimony, believing it will strengthen their argument that Lively was fully aware of and even supportive of the comedic direction she now claims was imposed on her. If Swift's messages prove that Lively was engaged in shaping the film's humor from the beginning, it could dismantle the foundation of her defamation claims and leave her legal team scrambling for a new defense. But Lively's camp is pushing back hard, arguing that even if Swift did contribute creative input, it doesn't change the bigger picture. They insist that small approvals of comedic elements do not erase the broader creative conflicts that led to the fallout between Lively and Baldoni. According to Lively's team, the real issue wasn't just humor. It was the overall balance of tone, the vision of the film, and how much control each party had in shaping the final product. Meanwhile, social media has erupted with debates over the case. Some fans are shocked by the possibility that Lively may have misrepresented the situation, while others feel that Swift's involvement is being exaggerated and taken out of context. Hollywood insiders are also weighing in, with some calling this a prime example of the challenges that arise when creative visions collide in high-stakes projects. With emotions running high and the industry watching closely, one major question remains: will Taylor Swift officially step into the courtroom? If she does, the entire case could take a dramatic turn, with ripple effects that extend far beyond this single lawsuit. As more details emerge, the tension continues to build, and this battle is far from over. The stakes in this lawsuit go far beyond the courtroom. If Blake Lively is found to have misled the court, it could have serious consequences for her career and reputation. Hollywood thrives on relationships and trust, and a legal battle of this scale, especially one involving allegations of false claims, could make studios and executives hesitant to work with her in the future. A tarnished credibility in the industry could mean lost opportunities, stalled projects, and long-term damage to her public image. Meanwhile, Taylor Swift's potential testimony is shaping up to be a deciding factor in the case. If her messages and voice memos confirm that Lively was fully aware of and approved the comedic elements in question, it could prove that Baldoni's lawsuit is justified. On the other hand, if Swift's input turns out to be minimal or lacking the weight Baldoni's team expects, it could cast doubt on the severity of his claims and raise questions about whether the lawsuit was blown out of proportion. Beyond the legal drama, the film itself is now in jeopardy. With so much controversy surrounding the project, studios and investors may start pulling out, fearing negative publicity and financial risk. No matter who wins in court, the damage to the film's prospects might already be done. The uncertainty surrounding the lawsuit could lead to production delays, recasting decisions, or even the complete cancellation of the adaptation altogether. As this legal battle rages on, it's becoming clear that the fallout won't just affect the people involved. It could reshape the way Hollywood handles creative disputes moving forward. With careers, reputations, and millions of dollars on the line, the final outcome of this case could send shockwaves through the industry for years to come. What started as a creative disagreement has now evolved into one of Hollywood's most high-profile legal and ethical battles. What makes this case even more compelling is the involvement of some of the biggest names in the industry: Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, and now Taylor Swift, with rumors even swirling about Ryan Reynolds' stance behind the scenes. The legal fight isn't just about defamation anymore. It's about loyalty, truth, and the weight of responsibility in the entertainment world. Taylor Swift's role in this case has sparked intense debate.
A lot of it's my real life clothes or my husband's clothes or my girlfriend Gigi's clothes. I was borrowing some.
Wait, that's kind of amazing. So you have something of Gigi's in the movie.
Yeah, it's like a wedding, like something old, something borrowed, something blue, something new.
Wait, which
except
one?
it's just,
Now I want to think of the scene.
Oh, I'm wearing her stuff all over it.
Oh, really?
And tons of like Bodhi, which is with the suit now that I'm wearing is Bodhi. It was meant for my husband, but I borrowed it.
His suit?
It was meant for him to wear, but it's so pretty. Look at it. You guys are not getting it in the shot.
Should she stay neutral as a friend, or does she have an obligation to reveal what she knows, no matter the consequences? And if her evidence truly contradicts Lively's claims, what does that mean for the lawsuit, and more importantly, for Lively's career? These are the questions fueling the conversation, and with each new revelation, the stakes only continue to rise. As we wait to see how this legal battle unfolds, one thing is clear: Hollywood is watching, and so is the public. Will this case set a new precedent for creative disputes in the industry? Could it change how contracts, artistic control, and public statements are handled in the future? What do you think? Should Taylor Swift formally submit her evidence, or should she stay out of it? Do you believe Lively's claims, or does Baldoni's lawsuit seem justified? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next update on this explosive case.
It's a bit of a tough adjustment in our house, but it's good. I mean, I have two other daughters, so my oldest is very into the baby, but my middle child, not so much. But we're thinking of keeping her.
Yeah. Does she like play with her? What does she think?
Well, she sort of like pretends to play with her. So like in the beginning, our oldest is like loving on her, and she's like very maternal, and then our middle daughter is just like keeps